Hello everyone, thank you for being here again. I apologise if today's video seems a bit listless and ill thought out, but I am, I think, coming down with something. And on a related note, the sunglasses are not in any way related to the bad boy theme of today's video. It's just because I'm experiencing a little bit of sensitivity to light, so again, I apologise for all that. What I wanted to talk about today is something that I'm sure I'm not the only one who's experienced, in that I always feel like a terrible person. I always feel like I've done something wrong, like I've done something to be hated for, like I deserve to be hated for who I am and the way I am and things I'm into and things I do and really everything. This is something I spoke to my therapist about in the past, and she assured me that from what I told her, I'm not a terrible person, and she isn't the only one who's told me that I'm not a terrible person. I've mentioned it to other people, and, oh no, you're fine. Unfortunately, this is one of those things where the reassurances really don't count for a lot. Because in my brain, I'm going, oh, you know, that thing you said 20 years ago? Yeah, you're an arsehole for that. You know that comment you posted where you accidentally used it said and instead of or, and then had to go back to edit it, and it changed the entire context. Yeah, you're an arsehole for that as well. And unfortunately, my brain does just go over and over and over everything, and convinces me that the things I do, and the things I'm into, and the things I say, and everything about me basically makes me a terrible, terrible, terrible person. I try to be a good person whenever I can. I try not to upset anyone or offend anyone. I try to do the right thing. I try to help anyone when they need help. For whatever it is, even if it's something I hate, the chances are I'll say, yeah, okay, I'll give you help with that. And I will end up doing it. And I will still be convinced that I've done something there to feel terrible about. Like, I'm doing it for all the wrong reasons. And yet, if I say, well, look, it's not something I can really help with, or it's not something I'd really want to do, or whatever. I mean, okay, not really wanting to, well, that could make me a terrible person. But if I say no for whatever reason, then I feel, well, why couldn't you have helped them with that? Why couldn't you have done that? You're an absolute bastard. Why couldn't you have just given them a hand with that? And of course, that's not all. Whenever I write a comment or anything on a video or a reply on Twitter or everything, first off, thanks to social anxiety, I have to rewrite it 20 times and reread it 50 before I can think about hitting that post button and actually putting it out there. And even then, where it is, if it's somewhere that's got the capability to edit, the chances are I will go back and edit it 4 or 5 times before it's even been seen by anyone. And when I do comment anything, I still just think, oh, you just put that bit wrong. You've said something there that could be misconstrued. Oh, yeah, that bit, yeah, you're actually calling them an absolute wanker. You're not saying that you like their hair. So, yeah, you're a terrible person for that. It's one of the things that adds to the turmoil that I'm pretty much always in, that even when I'm smiling and happy, there's a good chance I'm thinking about something stupid I did recently, or slightly less recently, or 20 years ago that made someone feel a little bit bad about something. And of course, then there's the follow-on from that, where it ruined their day, and that ruined day ruined their week, that ruined week ruined their month, that ruined month ruined their year, that ruined year has destroyed their life, all because I said something wrong to them 20 years ago. And yet, no matter what I do, or what I think, or what anyone tells me, I can't convince myself otherwise. And that has affected my life. Because a lot of the time, I don't feel like I deserve to be happy. I feel like I deserve to be feeling rotten because I'm being punished for something. And if at any point I do feel happy or positive for whatever reason, I just know that there is some huge avalanche of shit coming towards me that's gonna knock me straight back down to where I belong, in the gutter. I've just noticed that the autofocus on my camera is occasionally picking up my face, but actually more frequently picking up Fluttershy's. I think it's the sunglasses. She looks more human than I do today. Right, okay, I'm going to give you a bit of a warning myself here. Usually for bits like the bit that's coming up, my editor will put in a black screen saying, warning, such and such coming up. Skip ahead, however many minutes. He's going to still put the bit in that says how long you've got to skip ahead, but the following that's coming up may be upsetting to some people, people who know me, people who don't know me, people who think they know me. If you're not ready to hear something that you're probably wouldn't be surprised to hear, but is still likely to be upsetting, skip ahead however long the note says. Right, okay, you're still here? Well, thank you for sticking around. You're either brave or foolish, but I mentioned that I feel like life punishes me sometimes by, if I'm feeling good or optimistic or happy, something will come along and knock me down. And a lot of the time if life doesn't do that, I end up doing it myself. Either I'll inadvertently sabotage a situation, although again that may just be my brain telling me that I've sabotaged it when in fact I haven't, or I have in the past harmed myself. It's something that has happened semi-recently. It's not something I'm even slightly proud of, and it's one of the reasons that I actually don't wear shorts in the summer, is because I do have scars on the inside of my calf from where I have cut into the skin. I've never cut beyond the skin, but I have cut into the skin as, I don't know, a sort of a penance. And even then, every time I look at it, I still feel like I'm a terrible person for the fact that I could do that to myself. So in trying not to feel like a terrible person, I end up feeling more like a terrible person. And it's not even the times that I do it deliberately, because I also have scars all up and down my arms from scratching. This is more an anxiety response, but I will find myself in situations where I feel like I've done something bad, or any sort of anxiety where I'm not dealing with it at the time, I will find myself scratching at my arms without realising I'm doing it. And often the first I'll notice is that I've grazed the skin away and I've got blood over my hands. And after that, it's a couple of weeks recovery where I've got constant reminders of the fact that even when I'm not punishing myself, I'm punishing myself. I hate the way I look in the sun, especially because I've got these lovely big white scars over my arm. And there is one right there, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but there's one right there that is quite prominent, and it's always there, and it feels like it's mocking me. As it goes though, this one and most of the ones are from when I was working for one of the big 6 energy companies. Won't name them because just in case. And it was the event that I've mentioned before. Do not think about the event. Remain indoors. Okay, I've done that joke now. I will try and get around to doing the event in a later video, the incident, but that's when that occurred, when I was constantly feeling anxiety from that. But it's a horrendous, never-ending cycle that I'm finding it very, very difficult to break. Either way, if I actually do something bad or not, I end up convinced that I have. If I do something good, then I'll convince myself that I've done it in the wrong way, and therefore I've done something bad. If anyone knows a way of dealing with this, then please tell me, because feeling like this eats me up inside every single day, all the time. And it's just making my happy brave face mask just all the more painful to wear, really. Well, again, I'm sorry there's no happy ending to this one, but, well, mental health is sometimes a gritty and unpleasant subject. There might be a couple of days break at the moment because I'm going to go and pet sit for a friend, and it may take a day to get the whole thing set up, going over there and getting all the animals prepared. I may be too knackered or anything to do a video on that at that point, but yeah, I will have something more for you soon. So please bear with me, and I will see you guys next time.